this is Emmy from Expat TV, and today we're going to talk about a topic that's really important to expats pretty much everywhere. We're now in holiday season here, but it doesn't really matter what time of year you watch this video, because I really want to help you get a grasp around how you can apply new culture, new traditions, and blend it in with the things that you do from back home, whether it's a holiday tradition, a weekly routine, or something else. Why is this important? Well, expats would know that regardless of if you embrace it or not, change is going to happen around you. Your family and your relationships are going to change a little bit. You're far away. In the new culture, they'll be celebrating very different things to what you might be used to. And it's really important to understand that every human being has a need for variety, adventure, and new cool things, as well as a need for balance, certainty, and stability. And when this need gets seesawed back and forth and mixed up and thrown in the blender when we move overseas as an expat, it's really important to find a sustainable way of keeping the things you want to keep, chuck out the things you don't want to keep, and embrace the new things that are going to be really cool and help you integrate in the new country. So how then do you decide what part of the traditions or routines that are relevant for you? Well, the first step is simple. Sit down and look at the things that you used to do, whether it's a holiday tradition at Christmas time or another time of year, or whatever it is that you used to celebrate and really enjoy. How did you used to celebrate that? Do you want to keep all of it, all the different types of foods you used to cook and the get-togethers you used to have? Or, is it time to change it a little bit? So start by identifying the things that you want to keep. This goes as well for if you have certain routines or certain things you do as a couple, as a family, or with your friends. Look at what elements that you had in the old place that you really want to keep with you to keep balanced and happy in the new place. The next one is to start looking out for new things in the new country that you want to add. So you've got the basics of what you want to keep. Now, what's available to you? Are there any new sports, hobbies? If we're talking about holidays and traditions, are there any new cool traditions on how they celebrate their national day, what they do around Christmas, New Year? Is there anything else that they do that you think is really cool? Here in Australia, for example, the Christmas tradition is very much around barbecues. I grew up in Sweden where we have snow for Christmas, so we didn't really do barbecues. But I've quite happily embraced the Australian barbecue culture because it's a big part of being in Australia. So obviously you have your own version of that, and the country you've moved to has their own version of that. But embrace the new as well. And for those tricky situations, step number 3, where you kind of have the old thing that you really want to keep but you don't know how to do it, look at how you can combine the old and the new thing in a way that makes a new cool path for you. So sometimes we can get really set in tradition and that we really want certain things to be a certain way, or you have to have this specific ingredient to cook this dish. Maybe there's a way to morph the old and the new and create a new thing that is just yours, or that's just your family's. And when you get really creative and playful, if you have children, this is a great thing to involve them in because I love it. Get the kids involved and start laughing about it and start putting something together that the whole family can get behind and get really playful with and have a lot of fun. Now, there might be a part of you going, oh, well, what if other people don't agree with the way I do things? Or what if other people judge me because I create this new tradition that doesn't really match the old thing? Well, really, I'm going to say you don't need to care about what other people think. You need to do what works for you, your family, your relationship, to make sure that you land safely and smoothly and that you get that beautiful stability around you that you probably need. And, there's no rule, there's no right or wrong, there's no guideline as to how traditions are formed. If you look back in history, most of the traditions that we today think are hundreds and hundreds of years old, they gradually transformed into that over many, many years, and influences from many different countries, cultures, and people who just decided that, okay, from now on we're going to celebrate it this. So make really sure that you create traditions and fun things that are made for you and your family now. If anything, you're actually contributing to the world by putting your mark on what you think is important, whether it's a routine, a holiday, a tradition, or something else. So go ahead, make your own mark, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this video. Feel free to comment below if you want and share it with anyone who needs to hear this right now. Until we meet again, happy travels.